even release waivers at gyms for memberships or CrossFits or anything along the lines like that.
Well, as you can tell, guys, I don't go to the gym at all. I've been gaining a lot of weight over this last winter. So I don't know anything about this gym talk here, okay? So we're just going to have to take her word for it. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is time again to do another TikTok compilation reaction. They're great. I love them. This one is the What's Clearly a Scam and Americans Have Been Conditioned to Believe It's Normal compilation. This one is part 5. Links down below for the original video that we're reacting to today. So hit like, hit subscribe, buckle up those seatbelts because we're in for a ride.
What's something that's clearly a scam but Americans have been conditioned to believe is normal?
Okay, so they're going to probably touch on healthcare. They're going to touch on education. They're going to touch on, I don't know. That's the main ones that I noticed in these. There's others, I'm sure.
Oh man, this is gonna get all you really big, tough football players a little angry, but I don't give a shit. If anyone from my hometown sees this, I'm adding you because the football games here are trash. Everyone knows it. Everyone wants to go to the soccer games. Come on. So people in America, they think that American football games have a great atmosphere. So you know what? I'll give them benefit of the doubt. This is a college tailgate. It's pretty fun. This is inside the stadium. It's a lot of fans. A lot of fans. They look very, very, very good. They're rowdy. They're good. Okay, now compare and contrast, my friend. This is in Europe. This is football. This is football. This is the real sport that we know everyone else in the world loves, and you Americans, you know, you shit on it. This was during a pandemic.
I've always loved, you know, football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, right? Depends on who you're listening and where you're at. But I've always loved it. I've always enjoyed it. And hockey. I've always liked hockey too. Like back in school and stuff. You know, you would play like random games and stuff in like PE class, physical education, gym class, whatever. I don't know what, you know, if you call it something different in Europe or whatever, probably. But anyways, hockey was always up there for me. And so was soccer, football, right?
Fires and flares outside the stadium. Look at this. This was before they were about to start the game. They had to cancel it because there were fires in the rafters.
They haven't even started yet. They got too excited.
We burned down the stadium before the game even starts, and here, Brad and Chad are chugging beers. Come on.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they're so much more passionate over there when it comes to that kind of thing. It's great. I've seen a few videos. Maybe I'll do some more videos. Maybe I'll check some more of those things out here soon, actually. She says, I'm going to do this in one take, and I'll talk fast. I'm sorry if you can't keep up. Well, there's a thing on YouTube called the speed selector button. You could always watch these videos at half speed or if you wanted to.
One take and I talk fast, so sorry if you can't keep up. You know the saying, you get what you pay for? That does not apply when it comes to U.S. healthcare. The U.S. spends twice as much money on healthcare than it does compared to other countries, but yet we have the lowest life expectancy compared.
Because, and I'm going to say it right now, because of all the chemicals, all the crap they put in our food, they want us sick. Of course we have a lower life expectancy. And she's not talking that fast. I probably talk faster sometimes.
To these other developed nations, we have the highest obesity rates, we have the highest maternal mortality, we have the highest disease burden, we have the highest hospitalizations, and we are not doing well. We are leading the world when it comes to COVID cases and deaths. Okay, so tell me why. Tell me why insurance companies have made over 20 billion in profits last year in 2019, and why the 8 top insurance company CEOs have combined salaries of over 140 million. Please someone explain this to me. Thank you.
Well, somebody will, I'm sure. And you're welcome. Or they're welcome. I don't know. She looks so serious. Look at the end of that. She's like,
million.
Look at that.
Please.
Look at the end.
Please someone explain this to me. Thank you.
Right here. Look at that.
Teaching
Mean mugging the camera.
kids to read starting in kindergarten or even sooner. Oh, the American education system.
I don't like people that do that. Or however the attitude behind that.
Teaching kids to read starting in kindergarten or even sooner. Oh, the American education system does it all wrong, and other countries like Finland does it right. And hear me out on this one. You're going to want to hear, especially if you struggled learning how to read and then the American education system made you feel stupid. And I'm so sorry if that happened
Let's do it. I'm excited.
to you. Listen to this. Okay, so you have your left brain and your right brain, right?
Okay.
And then in the middle of that, there's this bundle of nerves, and that's called the corpus callosum. So the corpus callosum needs to be fully developed in order to learn how to read, because reading is a bilateral skill, which means your left brain and your right brain need to send signals to each other in order to learn how to read. So your corpus callosum is not fully developed until about the age of 7, depending on the child. And after that, you still need a year or two for your brain to be ready to learn how to read. So we're making a bunch of first graders feel stupid for not learning how to read when really their brain just isn't ready yet.
Okay. Well, actually, I wonder if I'm got like an overactive, like, I don't know what it's called. The thing she said in the middle. I'm just gonna call it a brain butt crack because it's like the crack, the part that separates the left from the right, right? Well, anyways, maybe mine's overactive because I remember like I was reading at an exceptional level when I was in kindergarten. Like, I feel like I made the other kids feel stupid.
Living within our means. There is no such thing. Like we say this, and I'm fully convinced that living within your means was created by rich people to trick poor people into believing that, like, if you live within your means, you wouldn't be any shit. Let's get real.
I mean, yeah, I could see that. It probably was invented by some rich dude just to get the poor people to be happy with what they got.
Say that, and then other people, like other poor people, say this, and we say it against each other. It's like, but you didn't have $150,000 for your house. Like, that house is on loan. Like, you didn't have $150,000 to put down on said house. So you're not living within your means. There is no means. We're not living within it. Why have we been conditioned to believe this shit?
Exactly. Wow, she makes a good point. That's a really good point. Even the rich person that gets the loan for the house, they ain't living within their means or they wouldn't be getting a loan in the first place.
Oh my fucking God. Also, sharp ass eyeliner. Bye.
Sharp ass eyeliner.
Signing release waivers at gyms for memberships or CrossFits or anything along the lines like that of signing a waiver that if you get hurt, you can't sue us.
Well, as you can tell, guys, I don't go to the gym at all. I've been gaining a lot of weight over this last winter. So I don't know anything about this gym talk here. Okay. So we're just going to have to take her word for it. But if you know about the gym, you comment down below. I should go to the gym though. I'm gaining some weight, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's an invitation. That's not a directive. Just so you're aware, whenever you actually sign your name on that, you truly are waiving your right to sue, which oddly enough, somehow magically is a right. So instead, just put respectfully decline. Most people don't even look at what you've signed anyway, and if something does happen to you and you sue, they're going to pull that waiver out and it's going to say declined. They're going to let you come to the gym anyway. It's not like they're going to give up a potential membership. You don't have to sign every contract just because it's put in front of you.
Okay. Some good advice. I don't know about the gym part, of course, but I know, contracts and legalities and signature stuff and blah, 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 and it sounds legit. So try it and see, guys.
I'm not entirely convinced that Americans realize how much of a capitalist dystopian nightmare of a country they're living in. I've never been to America. I'm not American, but my best friend went to America and he came back and I was actually mind blown by what he told me. He was watching normal regular television, like normal cable, and he said the advertisements run through the programs, like they're at the bottom constantly, and he said that there's an advertisement like every 4 minutes or every 6 minutes, I don't know, something crazy. Like, he said even when the credits roll, there's an advertisement before the credits and then one again after the credits.
I think it depends on the network and stuff. I don't really watch regular TV or like, network TV, cable TV, satellite, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much I just watch everything on YouTube or, sometimes like Disney Plus or Hulu or whatever, right? Streaming services, basically. So you don't really have that. And when I was in the hotel recently in Illinois at we went down for the eclipse thing. And it was kind of weird actually watching regular TV, and I can't remember, but I do feel like I've seen a lot of ads that they'll come up on the bottom and it'll be like you're watching a movie or a TV show about one thing and you'll get ads that pop up, and sometimes it takes up like half the screen, and it'll be big flashy animations like explosions and people running across, car chases right in the middle of what you're watching to advertise a movie or a TV show that's happening later on in the week, or sometimes even for another, like, you know how channels sometimes are owned by other channels, so it'll be like a sister channel, like another channel within the network. They'll be advertising for you know, it is crazy. I don't like regular cable though, really. I mean, I prefer to watch what I want to watch when I want to watch it. So streaming services is the way to go. I don't want to have to sit around and look through a list and you know, because half the time it's like, okay, great, sounds like a good movie, I want to watch it, but it's already halfway over. I can't just restart it, so I'm not gonna start halfway through and start watching it from there. You know, so I gave up on cable and stuff a long, long ago.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Now I understand why Netflix became so popular. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Charlie, hey,
number one,
son.
believing that you don't have a culture, because I can 100% confirm that Americans do have their own unique culture. And Americans, you also know it when you talk about the difference between the East Coast and the West Coast. Don't lie to me. I've met you. I've seen how you mock people from Minnesota. Do not tell me that people from Minnesota and people from Boston act the same, or you would say they were the same. Also, cheddar.
How did she know that I poked fun at people from Minnesota? I literally all the time I'll be like, yeah, people from Minnesota sound Canadian, because they do, and it's okay because I got friends from Minnesota, so like, and they say it too, like they know they sound Canadian.
Because the reason that American cheese is orange, so when cheese was being shipped from the New World to England, they wanted to be able to tell the difference between the cheeses, so they dyed American cheddar orange using carrots. But then because it had all that extra time to mature on the boat, it tasted a lot sharper and a lot better than English cheese. And they thought, instead of that extra time it had, they thought it was because of the colour. And so that's why American cheddar cheese is orange.
Is there any truth to that? There's a lot of cheeseheads on my channel. I know all the time, like anytime anything about cheese is mentioned, like you guys are experts. Is there truth in that, or is the lady just off a rocker? Right? Like, let me know. And by the way, guys, while you're down there, go ahead and do me a favor and hit that like button. That'd be awesome.
If you know me at all, you know that I was a junior Olympic gymnast for 9 years.
Don't know
and
you.
I have some opinions about this.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the same in other countries, but it probably is. But American gymnasts have been conditioned to believe that it's normal to practice 16 to 30 hours a week from the age of 6. Not do anything except for gymnastics. Grow to hate your friends because you're constantly put up against them. Actually have your ass slapped by grown-ass men when you do something correct. Like, I remember a time where I would, like, come off bars and, like, actually get my butt slapped because I had, like, just done a great routine, been told you're worthless and can do better, strive for perfection, and like actually get emotionally abused for not being able to do something. Like, I had shoulder issues. I had this thing called MDI, so I couldn't do a blind change, and they literally would not give me an alternative. So I was just never able to level up.
That sounds horrible. Don't be a gymnast if that's, jeez. I didn't know it was so dark. Wow. Yeah, guys, don't do it. It doesn't sound fun. Just jump around your living room, stretch in your backyard. You can do cartwheels out there. You know, you don't need to be a gymnast and be subjected to all that craziness. That's, I didn't know. That's, wow.
Why are we locking doors and why is it dark in here? Shh, it's a lockdown drill. A what drill? A lockdown. We have to stay inside and lock the doors.
What? Who said? When did this happen? We had to stay inside and lock the doors. Maybe they're confused because they said it's a lockdown. You don't have to lock your doors unless you're just scared for your life. Who's coming in? Who's coming in your house, right? Like,
why? In case there's an active shooter on campus.
I'm sorry, an active what?
So you scream. Jeez.
No, we're practicing. It's a drill. You guys need to practice? How often do you guys have shh? Okay, you said it was a drill. Come down. I'm sorry.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. We do have drills, like practice drills. I guess that is weird. Like, it's such a common thing that, like, you gotta practice for when it could happen. We've had those. We've had shooter drill, mostly fire drills, tornado drills, to practice what's going to happen if the school burns down or a tornado comes through. But I do remember the shooter drills too, but it's not as normal. Maybe now, probably, when I'm 37. So when I was in grade school and stuff or whatever, it was a little bit different, but yeah.
How often do you guys have shh? Okay, you said it was a drill. Come down. I'm sorry. Okay, how often do we have to practice this? Like, how often do we have shoot? I've never had to do this before. You never had to do an active shooter drill? No, bruh. But I thought there was war in your country.
It said in Iranian, stares into camera in Iranian American. Speaking of Iranians, I'm sure the ones watching this are great, but some of them aren't so great, and they're bombing Israel right now, and that's a whole thing. I seen that on YouTube earlier. Wow, that's World War III's right around the corner. I would suggest if you're a good Iranian or just any good person in general that just lives in Iran, get out of there. It's probably not the place you want to be right now. Come over here where it's a little safer.
A big tax refund is actually a good thing when in reality that means that you overpaid the government. So now you're just getting that money back on an interest-free loan that you gave them throughout the entire working year, thinking you're going to get a better deal from a dealership because you paid for a car cash.
That is true. The government is taking our money and using it as an interest-free loan. And they're probably taking that money and letting other people borrow it for like loans that they're giving out. But I don't get paid no interest. I just get my money back that I overpaid. Those, I need to call the IRS. God dang it.
Buying a primary home because you think it's a good investment and you think that you're throwing your money away when you're renting. Believing that life insurance is too expensive but funeral costs are normal. Getting a small business loan to get your business off the ground is considered risky, but picking up a $45,000, even $50,000 school loan before the age of 21 is considered normal for a job that's not even guaranteed.
Exactly. And and it's almost more guaranteed for the business. I'd rather get the business loan than a school loan because the school loan is just in the fate of the society. And most of the time, like you said, you don't get a job in your field. You just waste the money, waste your time, and you got to pay all that money back. And you just don't find a job in your field, right? Get the business loan. You're in control of your own future. If it fails, you can't blame society. You can blame yourself because you're the one in control now. It's up to you to be able to go and push this. My other light turned off, but it's all right. I think I'm illuminated enough. But anyways, it's up to you to make this business work at that point, right? And not rely on society to hope that you get a job in that field and this and that. I like being my own boss anyways. That's why I like doing YouTube videos and stuff like that because I'm my own person. I don't have to answer to nobody. I just got to follow the rules of YouTube and I'm good. And keep making videos that you guys watch. So thank you. I appreciate it. Couldn't do it without you.
Like the whole thing, all of it, this whole thing that we're doing, all of it,
It's all of it. It's all a scam, guys. All of it, every bit of it, like everything you see.
Traditional 9 to 5, 40-hour work week.
Oh wow!
I mean, don't get me wrong; it's better than the 1890s when a full-time manufacturing employee used to work 100 hours a week. I mean, thank God for the Fair Labor Standards Act in 1938, because there's no way I was working 100 hours. But a 9 to 5 truly doesn't even fit the lifestyle of a lot of Americans, let alone the fact that it sucks away our most productive waking hours. Yeah. Wouldn't it be lovely if we could utilize even a little bit of that time for our spouses, our loved ones, our friends, our children? Hear this out, guys. There was an experiment done in New Zealand where the participants worked 32-hour 4-day work weeks while receiving the pay for a full 5-day week. The participants experienced a 24% improvement in their work-life balance, and supervisors confirmed that their employees actually had more creativity and better attendance. Essentially, workers had to get more work done in less time. But interestingly enough, this led to them working smarter, not harder. It's 2021 now. Can we please just recognize that this is corporate America's way of just having a bunch of people burn out for their benefit?
Education.
Yeah, like she said, the most productive, creative, productive hours, right? That part of your day is being wasted away and sucked dry at these workplace facilities. Well, it's because they want your productivity. They want your creativity. They want the most productive time of your day for them because they're greedy and they're slave drivers. That's that. I mean, that's This isn't a conspiracy theory channel, although I've thought about starting one. I'm just saying, there's a lot of craziness out there, a lot of corruption, a lot of stuff. And I'm not a crazy conspiracy theorist person. Like the world is round. I know we live on a ball. We're not flat. You know, like I'm not a crazy, but there's some stuff out there that makes you wonder, guys. You can't say there's not.
Education is political. I swear to God, they're the only developed country that does this. And like, truly and honestly, hats off to the Republican
What did
Party
she?
for doing
Did
this.
she?
That does this. And like,
Why is she talking like that? It's the only country in the world that does this. Like she's trying to squeeze out a poop when she's talking.
Having a bunch of people burn out for their benefit.
education is political. I swear to God, they're the only developed country that does this. And like, truly and honestly, hats off to the Republican Party for doing this, because it is kind of brilliant. By making all education a leftist or democratic agenda, they have gotten about half the country believing that all education and educated people and scholars and doctors and medicine is like a scam? Like a political scam? Like, why do they think they're in the position they're in when it comes to COVID? You've got 73 million people who don't believe in science because they've equated science with Democrats. Do you know how many Americans assume I'm a Democrat because I have a degree? I'm Canadian. That's a you problem. My premier of my province is conservative and wears a mask. We don't have political parties here saying COVID's a hoax because science.
Okay, I don't know what that lady was talking about, guys. Could you explain it to me? Maybe I'm just a dummy. I don't know. I think she's out of her mind. I think it's just as simple as that. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just, it's just something over my head. And why is this thing so red on my forehead? Sorry, guys. I had a pimple on my stupid forehead, and it's like staring at me through the camera.
I've seen some other good stitches of this, but the correct answer is this. This fucking 8-inch gap in the stall doors in every public toilet in the entire country.
I was trying to figure out I couldn't tell what it was. Yeah, he's like, this 8-inch gap. Clearly, it's only like an inch, but it feels like an 8-inch gap when you're in there wiping your butt.
This is not normal. Other countries don't do this. You don't have to have strangers walking by staring you directly in the eye while you're taking a shit.
They don't, though. That's the thing. They don't. Do you? Like, right? Do you go in the bathroom and just like stare at that crack? Because I don't. I ignore it. And I'm pretty sure everybody else does too.
It's not normal. You don't have to do this. Some creepo, peeping Tom, psycho carpenter did this, and everyone just kept rolling with it, doing it over and over and over. And we all just sit there, we stare at each other while we pee, while we shit. We just say, hi, what's up? What's going on? I'm American. I'm an idiot. What the fuck is going on?
That's not how it goes. Nobody looks at the gap. We know it's there and we ignore it. Nobody looks. So if nobody looks, then we're used to it. But we have to make the best of it. Because, like, what do? Do I fly over to Europe and take a dump in the middle of the day? No, I can't do that. I got to deal with the crack or just pinch it off till I get home and do it in my own bathroom. But anyways, enough potty talk. Because that's not what you're here for, right? You guys have a super fun, awesome day. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, bye.